Good evening, Bhante, and
Good
everyone.
evening,
Okay,
Kim
we are
is
on Facebook now.
okay, good. Yes. Yeah, please go ahead.
Margaret.
Good evening, Bhante and all Kalyana Mita Sukihontu. I'm Aliana and welcome to Sutta Discussion Day 93 by Bhante Dr. Gangodawila Chandima. This is the 12th class of Pattakamma Sutta with topic third deed of with topic fourth deed of 4 Pattakamma. Pattakamma Sutta is the 7th sutta from total of 10 sutta that have been chosen by Bhante Chandima for this sutta discussion. In previous classes, Bhante has discussed about Mangala Sutta, Ratana Sutta, Metta Sutta, Sigalawada Sutta, Dhammacakkappavattana Sutta, and Sabasava Sutta, which Bhante has elaborated those sutta in depth. For those who have missed our previous classes, please check on Ti-Ratana Vihara Amampadana Klang's Facebook page and YouTube channel. We have uploaded the previous 92 classes there. We are always welcoming newcomers, therefore whoever that wish to join the class via Zoom where we can engage directly with Bhante, can contact us on Ti-Ratana Vihara Amampadana Klang's Facebook Messenger or register through the QR code that have shared on our recent flyer regarding to the Sutta discussion class on our Facebook account, or even can contact the Vihara directly through WhatsApp. Our speaker, Bhante Dr. Gangodawila Chandima, is the Associate Editor of the Journal of International Buddhist Studies, or JIBS, which is published by the Buddhist Research Institute of Mahachulalongkorn Raja Vidyalaya University in Thailand. He was previously a research fellow at the Center for Studies in Religion and Society, or CSRS, at University of Victoria, Canada. Bhante Dr. Chandima was also a Theravada Buddhist chaplain at the University of British Columbia in Vancouver, Canada, from year 2012 to 2016. Bhante is currently the senior advisor to Patisota, a virtual Dharma organization that hosts a weekly online Pali reading class, Sutta discussion, Dharma talks, and a variety of other Dharma activities. His Dharma works can be accessed at www.patisota.blogspot.com and also can follow Bhante at Patisota Facebook account. Without further ado, we welcome once again Bhante. Thank you very much for the wonderful guidance and teaching.
Thank you, Aliana, as always, for the gracious introduction. Good evening, Dhamma friends. Welcome back to our TR Sutta discussion. It's been a very pleasure to have been conducting this series of discussions. Today, as Aliana mentioned, we are going to conduct day, is it 93? Should be 93 of Sutta discussion. Before we get started, shall we respect the Buddha? Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Right, so today we are joined by many: Aliana, Lim, Margaret Tan, Kelvin, Kim, Melinda, Yu, Sadris, Nine, Cheng, Tissy Lim, Brother Wu, Barbara, Jacqueline, Sumita, Emma, Chan, Hector. Is Hector new to us? Is he? Probably he's new to us. Is he from Malaysia?
Yes, Bhante, he's
Okay.
PRV.
PRV devotee. Welcome.
devotee.
Welcome. Where you been? Last couple of years. All right. Anyways,
I'm staying in Malaysia, but I'm a Sri Lankan.
oh, you are a Sri Lankan. Good to
Yeah.
hear. Good to know.
Yeah, Bhante.
Okay, good. All right. So, Pattakamma Sutta's last Pattakamma. So we have to take this seriously now. Pattakammas have gone to the fourth one, the last Pattakamma. Today, we will be discussing the fourth Pattakamma, which is the last Pattakamma. Now, for those people who still don't understand what is Pattakamma, Pattakamma, Patta means worthy, Kamma means deed. That means your wealth has to be spent towards the right causes. So by making your wealth being spent on the right places, you are going to be making worthy deeds. Let me ask you, for those, I think many of you have been attending last couple of weeks, what were the first three Pattakammas? First one, second one, third one. I think we did the third Pattakamma last Friday, and today we're going to be doing the fourth one. Can anyone tell me what is the first Pattakamma? I mean, you could say the target audience of the wealth in the first Pattakamma.
Bhante, using the wealth righteously gained to properly use.
Yeah. I'm asking who will be the audience of, spending money on at this point?
Oneself.
Somebody. Oneself. There is a set. Oneself. Parents.
And then spouse and children.
Family, children.
Then friends and relatives, or friends
relatives.
and and
I
then
think we missed out on one group.
with the workers.
Workers.
Yeah.
Workers. Is that all?
Yeah. Workers, servants.
Workers, servants. Because at that time, there were many people used to stay in houses. Even if you go to a house like a Punjabi house, you see it's a very big house. Like extended families are living there. Normally, when you marry, you have to go out of the house, but they are staying inside the house. So it's probably the housing prices in some countries, but yeah, big houses where many people living even after they have married. I think probably in the past, in many cultures, people used to do that. Nowadays, people are moving out of the house. In the past, maybe 30, 40 years back, even children married, they're going to stay with their parents and actually in a different place of the house. Anyways, so that's why they are servants, full-time, probably full-time workers, servants who used to live in those households. And then the second Pattakamma. Second Pattakamma.
Protect the wealth earned.
Secure the money
Money, wealth, for?
against the 5 dangers.
These are emergencies. Fire,
flood,
water,
yes,
then
government,
government, probably unruly governments.
yeah, thieves,
Thieves, okay. And then more importantly,
displeasing hands.
displeasing heirs. Nobody wants to let the money be gone onto the hands of displeasing, unwarranted people that you don't like. Anyways, you are dying, you are going away, so you have to give money to somebody, right? It's like that you have lots of money you change onto that one of the country's currency where you're visiting. Now you are leaving. You don't have any purpose of keeping that money. You have to give that money to somebody, right? When you like or not. Because you are not using that money. This is currency of another country. And then this is the second Pattakamma. The third Pattakamma.
The 5 offerings.
5 offerings. What are they? We call the Pali name for this these offerings.
Bali. Bali.
Bali. It's not Bali. It's Bali.
Baling.
Bali.
Bali.
Baling.
Yeah. Might get stuck with the word Bali. It's island, Indonesia. But this is Bali. Bali. B-A-L-I. So Bali means it's a Sanskrit word initially, oblations to the god, especially the god Agni. True Agni, God, people believe that they can give other oblations to the other gods, prominent gods like the Varuna, Prajapati, Vishnu, Ishvara, and all these, what do you call, the pantheon of gods at that time. So there are 5 Balis, which includes all aspects of someone's lay life. Now, we are moving on to the 4th Pattakamma. I will give you a hint. At this point, you are very much concerned about your spiritual matters, spiritual aspect of your life, where you think that I should make a donation. I should make a donation to make maybe a donation, maybe other things. You are now going to be concerned about them. What if that you are concerned about them in the first place? It might not work. You have to be concerned about yourself and your family, and then the 2nd Pattakamma, 3rd Pattakamma, and the 4th. But while you are practicing these wealth management in terms of Pattakamma, you might have to do these 4 simultaneously, right? Otherwise, someone might think that today, this is April. So April, I only practice 1st Pattakamma. May, I'm going to practice 2nd Pattakamma. Then in June, I'm going to practice 3rd Pattakamma. So Samana Brahmana have to wait for July, to get some donations. So it's not going to be like that. So you're going to be starting probably one by one gradually, but without taking long, you're going to practice everything simultaneously, but giving the priority to these people. When you amass, when you earn wealth, money, you are first thinking about yourself, your family, those people, and emergencies, and then Balis, and then what you call Samana Brahmana, which includes Sangha. All right, this is the background. Now let's go into the text over here. Right here. So my plan today is we're going to be finishing the 4th Pattakamma, and then the common, I would say, summary phrase of the 4 Pattakammas, and leaving another day for a review to cover up the last couple of stanzas, which are further summaries of the whole sutta. So that means we would take another 1 day to finish sutta. And then from not next week's Friday, the other week Friday, we are going to start up our new sutta. The new sutta is interesting too. We call Patama Samajivi Sutta. We'll be giving you the text before that. Right? So today and next Friday will be the last days for Pattakamma Sutta. As you can see here, we're going to be doing this, and then this part too today. And then, if you could do this part, and then these stanzas will be covered, these 3 stanzas covered next Friday with the summary. All right. Would anybody care to read? Would anybody dare to read or care to read? Care to read, I would say. All right. Punacha Paranga. Is this the one? Yes, this is the one. See. 4th Pattakamma. Anybody?
I try, Bhante.
Yes, please.
Puna Chaparang Kahapati Arya Sawako Utana Viriya Ikatehi Bogehi Pahabala Parichitehi Seda Wakitehi Damikehi Damaladehi.
Yes, that's enough for now.
Okay.
Now, this part is a recurring phrase, which is relevant to all the previous 3, Pattakammas. Now, let's once again look at it a little bit seriously. I mean, about the phrasing here. Punachaparan, again, once again. That means you've been doing again about management of your wealth. Arya Savak, for those who have still understood that Arya Savak is only someone who has at least attained Sotapanna or Sotapatti, it is not correct. Arya Savaka can also be somebody who are on the path to become a Sotapanna. Now we have two types of potential Sotapannas in the Dhamma. Can you remember who they are? Two potential Sotapannas who are not Sotapannas, but we call them as Sotapannas. I think I shared with you many times before. Even by giving you an example of an elevator, remember? I didn't remember remember the elevator, but you might not know what they are. So there are two people who are potentially becoming Sota. So they have not become Sotapannas yet, but they are going to be Sota. But they have found the path to go. Any memory?
The path by Sada and then the other one, the path by Dhamma. Is it correct, Bhante?
Pada?
The path by Sada and the other one is the path
Saddha
by
is
Dhamma.
Saddhanusari, Dhammanusari. There are two types of potential Sotapannas. One is Saddhanusari Saddhanusari person, other one being Dhammanusari person. Saddhanusari person means someone who has a lot of trust about the Buddha, Dhamma, Sangha, but not avidly or energetically reading text, getting to know Dhamma, but just trusting the Buddha, Dhamma, Sangha only. There are many people among us. Many of our devotees fall into this. It's not wrong, That's what they can do. We can't blame them. That's what they can do. So they are called Saddhanusari. In order to understand Saddhanusari person in a bit specific way, I would give you a hint. It is not just a person who comes to a temple of a dana and then go back home. Saddhanusari person means someone who has potentially unwavering trust about the Buddha, unwavering trust about the Dhamma, unwavering trust about the Sangha. Trying to work on that. Now, many of our devotees, Saddha is almost getting at risk. There are many reasons where their Saddha is going to be jeopardized. Many risks are being carried, especially not about the Buddha, Dhamma, Sangha. Because when you work with a local temple, you have to work with local monks, and then you have to work with them. Sometimes there are some political things coming up, and probably people are bringing up their own version of Saddha into those matters. Saddha can be destroyed for a moment, and then again in a couple of months, Saddha can come back, right? So when you are working with Sangha members, whoever, monks or nuns, you have to understand they may have issues, right? Even there are other arahants who had some issues like Pilindivachima, Arahant Pilindivach, who calls people an outcast. They may be different, but we understand we're going to have our safe gap between them and then not putting our fingers onto these political things, keep our practice without making any wrong perception about the Sangha. As we are respecting these Sariputta Moggallana based Sangha communities, right? So if those Saddha devotees, Saddha is like this, going up, going down, going up, going down, this month okay, next month not okay, in 2 months again back to normal, that kind of person cannot go to Sotapatti, not a Saddhanusari person. If there is a devotee, or whoever who goes to a vihara, or who is doing such things, always try to keep the trust about the Buddha, Dhamma, Sangha consistently, seamlessly, without a miss. That person can be called a Saddhanusari person who is going to attain Sotapanna. Second person is not a Dhammanusari person. He or she not only has trust about the Buddha, Dhamma, Sangha, but also reads a bit of some Dhamma things, learn some Dhamma, and try to understand some, not even understand, apply the Dhamma. More important, the most important thing about learning Dhamma is the application. Otherwise, you are carrying a lot of knowledge from Dhamma talks, many even from our Sutta discussion. You are bringing this back to your house, but you never plant it. It just becomes a knowledge, right? So you are trying to think that how best can I put this Dhamma thing into my practice? If they are really going to work for me in my own practice, definitely, right? So Saddhanusari, Dhammanusari. So Arya Savaka is not necessarily a Sotapanna person. Could be a Saddhanusari, could be a Dhammanusari, could be even somebody who is beyond, who is actually probably before becoming a Saddhanusari, Dhammanusari. All right. Then a noble disciple who can be even an unenlightened person. Utthana viryadi gatehi. Utthana viryadi gatehi means, now here you understand, adigatehi. Adigatehi means acquired, but utthana viryadi. Utthana means striving, and virya means energetic, acquired by energetic striving. Bhogehi, with the things, well, I would say, baha bala parichitehi. Parichitehi again means, as you can see over here, a mass acquired by the strength of baha bala. Baha means, baha means hands. Hands. Baha bala. Bala means strength. A mass acquired by the strength of the hands. Strength of the hand. Are there any jobs that whereby people make money without using the hands? No. You must use the hand to make money, is it? Really? See, touching a computer, it depends, right? Mostly you have to use the hands. And then Seda Vakitehi. Seda means, what does Seda means? Vakitehi.
Sweat.
Sweat. Earned by the sweat of his, what kind of sweat? Seda. Now here it doesn't mean the sweat of armpits. It's about sweat of the, what you call, his brow. That means sweat of his brow means, that means really working on it. Seda. Then Seda Vakite Dhammikehi. Dhammikehi. Okay. Dhammikehi Dhammalati. Means Dhammikehi means righteously gain, Dhammalati, righteous well. So gain the righteous well in the righteous way. That means you are always supposed to make well in the righteous way. Right? These are prerequisites for performing Pattakammas. Now we are going on to the exact Pattakamma. Who would like to read this part? Anybody? Caitlin, would you like to read the rest?
Okay.
Okay. Yete Samanam. Kim, yes, you want to read too? Okay, go ahead.
Okay.
We'll give a chance to her.
So it's me or Lim?
You can go ahead. Maybe I can ask him later.
Okay. Yete samana brahmana mada pamada pativirata kanti sorase nivita ekamatanang damanti ekamatanang samanti ekamatanang parinibapenti tata rupesu samana brahma nesu udagikang dakinang patita peti sowagikang sukawipakang sagasambatanikang idamasa catutang tanagatang hoti patang ayatanaso paributang.
Okay, great. It's a little bit complex paragraph, but you made it good. Let me read. Ye te samana brahmana madat pamada pativirata kanti sorache nivitta ekamattana damenti ekamattana samenti ekamattana parinibbapenti tatha rupesu samana brahmanesu uddangikam dakhinam patitthabeti sovaggikam sukha vipakam sagga samvattanikam idamassa chatuttham thanagatam hoti pattagatam ayatanaso paribhutta. Okay, now the Buddha talks about the kind of the people who are in the fourth Pattakamma. I mean, these are the individuals that a layperson should focus in distributing his wealth at this point. Ye te, try to pay attention closely to these groups. Samana Brahmana. Samana Brahmana. Who are Samana Brahmana? Samana Brahmana. Who are they?
Monks,
Huh?
monks, Brahmins,
Does Samana mean monks? Samana?
Mendicants.
A recluse.
Mendicant.
Bhante, a recluse. A recluse.
Recluses.
Recluses.
Mhm. If you can remember how the Indian belief system has been evolving, even many thousand years ago before the Buddha, we call them as 15,000 years before the Buddha's time, BC 1500, 1500 years before the Buddha's birth. We call them a Brahmin society. That means people only believed gods. Everything is God-centric. And they believed that there are many gods, not even one God. And then they later on thought that even the natural things that they are feeling, perceiving, also have individual devas, gods. For example, they say the wind deva is called Marut, M-A-R-U-T. Probably this is why the Indian car called Maruti. Maruti. They use the call Maruti. You know, the Indian car, M-A-R-U-T-I. Marut means wind. And the deva for the rain is called Parjanya. Parjanya. So they said every time there is a rain, Parjanya is raining now. And then in terms of the sun, they had 2-3 devas. They said Ushas. Ushas is a nymph, female deva. They said the morning sun is called Ushas. Then the sun between the morning and the afternoon is called Surya. And the sun which is going down after afternoon, we call it Savitru. There are 3 devas taking care of the sunlight. In Sanskrit, they say an interesting stanza about the sun. They said that grateful people in our life, they are like the sun that is starting in the morning up until the afternoon. They're slowly starting up our connections to them. They are gradually creating their friendships and then going to the pinnacle of those friendships. But the ungrateful people, evil people's friendship to us is like the afternoon sun, starting like big and then going pretty down around 4 5 p.m. Interesting. So the sun has been taken as a simile towards talking about grateful people and ungrateful people. The morning sun is starting gradually up until the noon time, blooming at that point. And then the afternoon sun starting big and then going pretty down very fast. Like the ungrateful people, they are talking big things, but then as time goes on, they are becoming different. They can become different. And then they said there are many gods. So we have a sociological word for this, anthropomorphism. That means they attribute deva nature to all the natural things. So this was after some time of the Brahmin time. And then after even that time, they said there are no many devas. There's only one deva. They call him as Mahabrahman. So now this has been evolving. This deva thought, the deva mentality has been evolving. And there comes a time, some people, probably couple centuries before the Buddha's time, started to believe, why do we have to follow the God? They all were looking for liberation. They thought before that time that if you want to liberate yourself for the Nibbana, you have to be with the Mahabrahma. They said we have a self and the Mahabrahma has a self. When you die, my personal self and the Brahma self is going to synchronize. That is Nibbana. But then these people thought, no, Nibbana is not in somebody. We have to awaken us. We have to look within. Nibbana has to be inside. This is the starting point of another very big tradition of the Brahmin tradition. We call it Samana tradition. Samanas come from this tradition, all the Samanas. The Samana traditions come from at the time where we call Aranyakas Upanishad eras, actually. So then there were many Samana traditions. As you know, when the Buddha was living, there were 6 main Samana traditions. Can you remember them? 6 main pre-Buddhist Samana traditions. They are actually similar to, some are similar to the Buddhist ideas, but they are not exactly similar, but they have roots. If you look at Brahmin traditions, they are pretty opposite to the Buddhist attitude. All right, so what are those 6 pre-Buddhist traditions? Purana Kassapa, Makkali Gosala, Pakuda Kachaya, Ajita Kesa Kambala, Sanjay Bellatiputta, Nigantanatha. These are very erudite, highly respected, having lots of disciples, kind of teachers. They were highly, highly respected in Indian society at that time. And we have a particular interest about Nigantas, Nigantanatha, the last one. Even if you go to India, if you can go to a Jain temple, Niganta temple, you could see Niganta also has 28 Nigantas, like our 28 Buddha, you go and chant for 28 Buddha. Every Buddha is same, huh? The face, everything is same. How do we know? Is Tanankara Buddha is similar to Honnan? And then all the Buddhas are same. In the same way, they have 24, I guess, 24 Buddhas, 28 Nigantas actually. So if you look at the Nigantanatha Buddha's or Mahavira's statue, it's very same to the Buddha. So some believe the Buddha statue has taken the shape from the Nigantanatha Buddha's statue because nobody has seen the Buddha. They craft the Buddha the way that they think, right? So this is how samanas have started. So now the Buddha is saying samanas. He doesn't say monks. He doesn't say nuns. Because if Buddha says monks and nuns, many people cannot understand this part of the Pattakamma. Because Buddha is talking to the normal lay people. They were going to the Hindu temple. They were going into the Jain temple. They were also sometime coming to the Buddhist temple. Right? Like some of you, you go to the Mahayana temple, you go to the Tao temple, you go to the Theravada Buddhist temple. Sri Lanka, Burma, Thai, and it's like a very hot pot, right? I mean, you don't know what to do when you go to these different temples. So the Buddha was giving it in a very neutral way. Wherever you go, do the Pattakamma, the 4th Pattakamma. Whoever the samanas are there, maybe Jain samanas, maybe there were no Theravada monks at that time, Buddhist monks. So let's say Purana Kassapa monks, maybe Ajita Kesa Kambala, Pakuda Kachayana, who else? Makkali Gosala, and then Sanjay Bellatiputta, Nigantanatha Buddha. Whoever the monks that you are associating, do the 4th Pattakamma. towards them. That's why he used this common term called samana, not as sangha members. No sangha, no bhikkhu, no bhikkhunis, samana. The second word is brahmana. Brahmana. Who are these people? They are the people who were respecting the Agni god, Varuna, Marut, Parjanya, Mahabrahma. So now Buddha was talking to even the Brahmin people. Even if you are a Brahmin, doesn't matter. You don't have to be a Buddhist, but do the Pattakamma. Is wealth management only applicable to Buddhists? Or is it applicable to everybody in this world?
Everyone.
It is to everybody. You can't make it as a Buddhist thing. That's why when the Buddha talked, he knew how to talk to people. He didn't say that you have to be a Buddhist first and then to listen to my Dhamma talks. He simply talked to people. He included everybody. Now in today's world, you know the word inclusivity, inclusiveness. A lot of organizations use this. Countries, governments, airports. We have to include everybody. We are not exclude everybody. LGBTQ, other people, anybody. We're gonna include everybody, right? So this inclusivity can be seen with these statements, Samana Brahmana. Actually, most of the Sangha members came from Brahmana traditions. Many Brahmins became Sangha members. Sometimes the Brahmins and other non-Brahmin people who became monks, they had some issues when they became monks and nuns. Caste problems came, right? So when they became monks, when they are not enlightened enough, so they are quarreling each other. If you go to some of the suttas in the Majjhima Nikaya, you see Brahmana Vagga. Brahmana Vagga. In the Brahmana Vagga, there's a scathing attack on the Brahmins by the non-Brahmin monks. This is a scholarly thought, actually, yeah? So you can't say that the Buddha said like this. If you look at the Brahmana Vagga of Majjhima Nikaya, you see that there's a scathing attack on Brahmin. In one sutta, it is said that Brahmins are even lower than the dogs. And we don't believe that the Buddha said this. Because when the teachings were gone into the hands of senior monks at a later time, they were probably incorporating what they felt if they were unenlightened. They might have included certain things. That's why when you read suttas, you have to be very, very careful. You have to read suttas under a certain scholarly teacher, layperson, or a Sangha member. Otherwise, you might take as it is, right? Brahmins are even lower than dogs. I mean, which is a pretty bad statement, you know. I mean, even you have to practice metta. So you can't even say Brahmins are lower than these people, animals. Anyways, so now, if you are a Brahmin, or maybe if you are a follower of the Brahmins, you have to include them. If you are a follower of any Samana tradition, including Buddhism, you have to include your own Sangha members, Bhikkhu, Bhikkhuni, whoever. It is Samana Brahmana. What kind of Samana Brahmana? Now, this is very common. Huh? Let's understand the qualities of the Samana Brahmana. Mada, Amada, Pativirata. Let's learn about these words. Whoever the Samanas and Brahmanas who have, as you can see over here, Pativirata, refrain from Mada and Pamad. Now, these Samanas and Brahmanas should have refrained from, must refrain from Mada and Pamada in order for your donations and wealth to be gone onto their hands. Interesting. But if, let's say you are making a donation, you are making some offering, those Samana Brahmanas that who are deserving enough should have avoided Mada and Pamada as much as possible. What is Mada? What is Pamada? Any thoughts?
Intoxicants.
Mada, is it intoxicants?
Bhante, can you repeat? Sorry, I don't quite get you. What were you saying? Sorry.
Now, you have to allocate some donations offering to the Samana and Brahmanas, right? Now I've been discussing about who are the samanas, who are the brahmanas. So, and these samanas and brahmanas are not the ones who just merely wear robes and whatever they are clothing. They must have had, or they must have cultivated certain qualities. One or two very big qualities that they must have cultivated are lack of mother, lack of pamada. Right? That means they must have no mother, they must have no pamada. Now I'm asking, this is the first quality that they must have. What is mother? What is pamada? Make sense? What is mother?
What is
Intoxicants.
Huh?
Intoxicants.
Mother, actually, it's not just, when you say intoxicants, they are more likely physical substances, maybe drinks or food or whatever. Go back to Surah. Here, mother means intoxication.
Intoxication.
Intoxication can come from a certain akusala mindset, right? Now, those when you say intoxicant, they must be physical stuff.
Correct.
Drinks or food. Intoxication, that means those samana brahmanas who are worthy of your fourth Pattakamma should have refrained from mother initially. That means no intoxication, maybe at least the minimal intoxication. Now let me ask you, what is an intoxication in Buddhism? Mother. Mother means intoxication. How can people become intoxicated actually? Let's talk about the samana brahmana later, but at this point, what is mother? How can one become intoxicated? If you look up certain suttas, you would see there are a lot of reasons for someone to become intoxicated. Let me tell you one intoxication just to start off this conversation. All right. First one, I could say arogya mother. Intoxication with regard to the health. Now there may be somebody who might think, "Hey, see, I'm very healthy all the time. I am not suffering from any illness. I have no XYZ problems like other people claim. So I'm better than everybody. Right? I'm better than everybody." And then this can, well, I mean, we also understand that when you are healthy, you can feel happy about it, but don't need to compare to others and create a happiness out of it. You are simply happy that I'm blessed I have to count on my blessings of being healthy, but not to compare it to other people and think that I am better than those people. If you are doing that, then you will coming up with an intoxication called mother. Is this a kusala or kusala? If you are trying to compare yourself, your good health to other people who have bad health, and you are trying to feel good about you, is it a kusala mindset or akusala mindset?
Akusala.
This is a akusala mindset. Now nobody knows. Sometimes you are making akusala, but other people never know. You are making your own akusalas. So this is one simple intoxication. And then purekkara mother. I think I had to type in for you, otherwise you might not know what they are, right? I'm picking up a couple of mothers. There are almost like 108 mothers. Arogya mother. This means intoxication with regard to good health. Another mother we can take purekkara. Purekkara. This means intoxication with regard to I would say being the first. Okay, how do I understand? How do we understand? Let's say there's an event that everybody has to participate, but somebody wants to take the credit of that particular event. So that person wants to take the leadership by force, right? So you want to do. So when you are working with Purekkara people, it's very difficult, right? You are doing everything, but finally, at the end of the event, they are hijacking the event. Interesting. You are doing everything, but in the end, they are landing from somewhere. They are hijacking the whole event. You will, who are these people? Never know. Never seen them before. Right? But okay, these people have Purekkara mother. They want to take the ownership of this event. They want to take the credit, right? I think when you are in an organization, this can happen anywhere in the world. Another intoxication can be Arogya mother, Purekkara, Yobbana mother. Yobbana mother. This means intoxication with regard to your youth. You're always thinking, I'm younger than, I'm young. See, even I'm like old in my 50s, 60s, I'm still young, younger than you guys. See, look at it. Right? Why you want to feel good about your youth by comparing to others? Just be happy. That's it. Don't compare you to other people. But the moment you compare you to other people, you are making kusala because you are creating a mother in your mindset. All right, I think we have to stop talking about mother. It's a list. It's a long list. 108 list.
Wow.
Maybe 108. So I only picked up 3. So this means we have to be very careful. This comparison might be good to become better people, kusala people, but oftentimes our comparisons about even our good things could lead up to mother. So mother. So Sangha members, Samanas and Brahmanas, they have to reduce mother as much as possible. Especially they might have mother. Hey, I have more mindfulness than you. I have more meditations than you. I have been a long-term Sangha member. I have been a senior Sangha member. I have crowd. I have temples, right? So it's easy for them to come up with mother, but the deserving Samana Brahmanas, which includes Sangha members, that would be deserved with your wealth in the fourth Pattakamma, who have less mother. Then Pamad, next one. This is mother. Then Pamad. What does Pamada means? Pamada?
Negligence.
Negligence. Okay, that means being late for practicing Dhamma. Right? There are people who are very late to practicing Dhamma. And there are people who even don't enjoy their life and trying to complicate their life, even in their young time. Then they don't understand the Dhamma also at a certain point of their life. So we should not end up in these two, especially you, people like you. You have to manage your life. So Pamada means negligence. So that means Samana Brahmanas are always working hard in their practices to understand life and to understand how things happen in their lives, in this existence, samsaric life, in their nibbanic understanding. Okay? So those Samana Brahmanas who have refrained from mother and Pamada. Kanti sorache nimitta. This is the other quality. See that? Kanti sorache nimitta. Nimitta means? Nimitta?
Bhante, Patti Virata is what?
Pativirata means having refrain.
Having refrain.
Having refrain.
Okay. Thank you, Bhante.
Having refrain. Pativirata. I think you have already found out this Pali word elsewhere, right? Remember? Arati virati papa majjapana cha sanyamo. Arati virati. Patti
Arati.
Virat. Virat. Right? Pretty simple. This is in the Mangala Sutta. We had to sort of speed up. Kanti Sorache Nimitta. Nimitta, settle down. Nimitta means settle down. In what? They must have settled down in Kanti means patience. Sorache means, what do you call? Sorache means mildness. Actually, the direct translation could be gentleness. I would say Sorache means purity. Those Samana Brahmana must have settled in patience and then their purity. Now, we are always talking about when you go to a different country, have you already settled down in the country? Are you still settling in that country? Sangha members, I would say Samana Brahmana, these Samana Brahmana who deserve your fourth Pattakamma as well, should have settled in great amount of patience and then purity. Let's talk about Kanti. Kanti. What is Kanti? K-H-A-N-T. Patience.
Patience.
How important is Kanti to our personal life, to our spiritual life? How important is Kanti?
It's important.
Huh?
Very important.
It is the most important quality.
Perfection.
Yeah,
One of the parami.
will be a parami. It is the most important quality in the Dhamma practice.
Agree.
Sometimes I have seen people who going to listen to many Dhamma talks. There are people who never listen to a Dhamma talk. They are more patient. What's going on with these people? These are basic. There are good people too, I mean, many of them. The problem here is that there are basic human qualities, the basic qualities of a being. Now you see some cats, some dogs are very patient. They are not domesticated. But there may be another cat or a dog who get very mad, even just by a little picking, They get very mad. But some are very naturally very patient. Why is it? I understand. Probably this cat might have practiced some patience. But sadly, because of the last karma, he was reborn as a cat. But he had practiced patience in his past life. Otherwise, how come people pick on this cat? He's not getting mad. She's not getting mad. Sansaric practice of the qualities. So, patience is the highest quality, let me tell you, highest and the most important quality. Because if you want to practice dana, you have to be patient. If you want to practice mindfulness, you have to be patient. If you want to practice kindness, compassion, you have to be patient. If you want to practice mudita, upekka, you have to be patient. If you want to become a sotapanna, sakadagami, anagami, you must be patient because they don't happen in one night. Patience, the highest quality. If you look at the successful people's life, the most important quality that they may have willingly or unwillingly practiced was patience. And now let me tell you the good news here. In one place, Buddha says, all the good positive qualities, kusala qualities, emanate, start, discharge from patience. Kanti.
Kanti.
Yes, Kanti. That means if you ignore Kanti and if you go to do another kusala practice, it won't work. You will do it one day, then you will get tired of it and you will stop it. What happens to many people? Because Kanti has to be there. Kanti will not come to you in one day, in one night. It takes time. You have to understand people. You have to understand yourself. What will happen to many people who don't have Kanti? They're coming up with another quality. We call it frustration. Yeah, complaints, frustration. See, I went to this place, I didn't see this. What is going on? Right? What's going on? I'm not happy about this. I was waiting for a good meal No. Today is not delicious. I have to change. Most of our problems, I think 99% of our problems come from frustrations, lack of patience. If you look at your moments where you made enemies, where you made disagreements with other people, the moments where you had less patience, where you went out of your patience. So this is the highest quality. So now these Samana Brahmanas must have lots of patience. That is why in a Dhammapada stanza, the Buddha says, Kanti paramang tapo titikka. Interesting, huh? Kanti par sabbapa pasakarana kusalasu pasampada sachitta paryodapana etam buddhan sasana. Then Kanti paramang tapo titikka. Kanti is the highest menance. Menance, that means people go to the Himalayas. People go to the forest to practice meditation. The Buddha says the highest forest meditation is patience.
Which Dhammapada verse, Bhante?
I think I have to look it up, but you would find it. It is after Sabbapasa Papasakara.
Yeah, okay.
So much interested, I can find it out. Kanti Paramang Tapu. Yeah, 184.
184.
Yeah, 184.
Bhante,
Anyways,
perseverance is also Kanti.
no, perseverance is a part of Kanti. Kanti has different levels of consistency.
Okay.
Now, in Kanti, you have to persevere. And, there are a lot of things happening within that Kanti. Overall experience is Kanti. Patience, forbearance, tolerance. Right?
Bhante, is it MN 184, is it?
Menance, that is a translation of the Tapu. Yeah.
No. 184 is under Majjhima Nikaya. MN, isn't it? 184, Sutta 184.
Which sutta is that?
Yes, the one on Kanti.
Kanti
Dhammapada.
Paramang Tapo Titikka appears in the Dhammapada stanza.
Oh,
Dhammapada,
stanza. Oh,
yeah, the
Dhammapada.
Dhammapada stanza. It's a part of Buddha Nikaya.
Oh, right. Thank you.
All right. Then let's go back to the text. Kanti Sorache. Sorache means gentleness, or I would say purity. Samana Brahmanas are supposed to be gentle. I would say some meekness. I would say individuals who are working on purity. Purity. Right? So they must have settled down in Kanti and Sorache. Nimitta, settle down. This is interesting.
How to spell Purit? Purit. How to spell Purit?
Purity.
Yeah, how to spell P?
Purity?
Oh,
Yeah. Purity.
oh, purity. Purified.
Purity. Yeah.
Okay.
Eka mattanam damayanti. Now, having settled in the patience and purity, having refrained from mother intoxications, unadulterated intoxications, and the negligence. Now, what they are doing? Eka mattanam damayanti. You can see over here, they tame themselves. Ekam attana. Ekam means oneself. Ekam attanam damayanti. They have to tame themselves. Not even that. Ekam attanam samayanti. Samayanti means, as you can see, calm. And damayanti means tame. Ekamattanam parinibbape. They train themselves to attain nibbana. What is this Pali word? Why the Buddha uses the Pali word called parinibbana? Parinibbapin. Now, as you understand, parinibbana means a word that is used for arahants or pacceka buddhas or samma sambuddhas, death, physical death. At that point, they are attaining the second level of probably completion of their arahant. That means an arahant, someone who is becoming an arahant, it will become an arahant at 2 times. It's like a cut in a rope, right? You offer the Katna robe to the Sangha, Sangha offer to Katna robe to one monk, isn't it?
Yeah.
Is that the process?
Correct.
You get together, you make a robe. Actually, you make a piece of cloth and then you sew it on the day, right? Not that you buy from a shop. You sew it on the day. So first you have to offer the piece of cloth, not the robe, isn't it? You are offering the material first. After Sangha accepted that, you have to sew it. And then what happened? Once it is offered, Sangha members, they get together, they decide who will be given the robe. Two types of donations with regard to the Katna, right? In the same way, if you look at here, Parinibbana, that means a Sangha member, someone who is becoming an Arahant will become an Arahant at 2 times. Tell me how it happens. Is it the probationary state and the confirmation stage? Is it? How do we understand that? Probation Arahanthood or maybe confirmation Arahanthood? What is it? When someone is going to attain Nibbana, now let's say you are a layperson, you may be a Sangha member, you don't have to be a monk to attain Nibbana. Say you are a layperson or you are a Sangha member, you are attaining Nibbana by overcoming akusala. We call them upakilesas.
Yeah.
We call this Nibbana as kilesa Nibbana. Let me write that for you. Keep that in mind all the time. Huh? Kilesa Nibbana. This Nibbana can be attained only when you are living. That means definitely you must live to attain. Now, do you think the person who attained this Kilesa Nibbana can enjoy the full benefits of Nibbana?
No.
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 But why no?
No, no.
Because still got the body.
Yeah, no,
Still
no,
got
still
the
has a
five
lot of
aggregates,
defilement.
Panchakkhanda. No, defilements are not troubling an Arahant anymore. Their mind is so pure. The problem is the body. Still they're getting sick. You see Arahant Mahakassapa, he got sick. Arahant Mahamoggallana was beaten to death by the thieves. Beaten to death. Samma Sambuddha was having a lot of health issues, back pain, migraine, and then there are a lot of conversations going on about how he passed away. Maybe he got dysentery, cholera, or whatever, that kind of disease. So their physical body is physical body. They still carry the physical body. That means they are not enjoying the full benefits of their Nibbana. But their mind is free from the kilesas. They are not making karmas anymore. There is no future life, but still because they are bearing the body, they are carrying a certain kind of pain. Now, when they pass away, they are attaining the second Nibbana. Right? Now I'm going to write down the name of the second Nibbana. Call it Kanda Nibbana. The proper Pali word is Parinibbana. Call it Kanda. Kanda means there are 5 aggregates. Body is also going to Nibbana. Going to be Nibbana. All right. Now going back to the text. Look at it. Let's go back to the text. These Samana Brahmanas in their own ways, Hindu way, Samana way, Buddhist way, whatever the way, they are trying their best to go to the Parinibbana at a certain point. All right. Now, these are the Samana Brahmanas that you are going to allocate your wealth. Now, you might think about, are we giving money to them? Are we giving gold to them? Are we giving diamond, silver to them? At that time, there was no tradition that people are giving money. There was no money at that time. They had only materials, gold, silver, diamond. Are we going to give? No. They are very unprotected. At that time, Samana Brahmanas are very unprotected because they are going alone on the streets. So if you give gold to them, they are carrying the gold. At a certain point of their way, thieves will attack them and kill them. It's very dangerous to carry those things. There was no currency at that time. You call it kahapana, but there was no formal currency at that. So this is more likely offering food, probably medications, probably some other requirements, requisites that they needed at that time. All right, now you have understood who are these samana brahmanas, whom you understand by the term of deserving with your well. Tata, now what are you going to do with them? See here. What are you going to do with them? Now it comes here. Tata rupe samana brahmanis. You are going to focus your wealth or thinking about your wealth to be distributed towards them, because by offering those offerings towards them will create these things. Uddagikam. Uddagikam means Uddagikam. They are helping, those offerings are helping you to be reborn in higher places, not in lower places, right? When you are offering dana, and why the devotees are very much interested in offering dana to the Sangha members? Why they are very interested? You see, if you go to a temple, if you say, hey, there is a monk, we're going to bring dana. Why they are so much into that? They know this because they want to make more good karmas. But our understanding is, don't just limit this to a Sangha member. Try to give other things to other people too, right? So become a generous person, not only in the temple, in other places too, as much as you can, in the proper way. So Uddakika means when you are offering these dana things, whatever dana things, that will help you to be reborn in higher places, Deva worlds, Brahma worlds. I always say there is pure land in Buddhism. Are you talking Mahayana? No, there is no Mahayana Theravada at that time. In the Mahayana tradition school, they talk about one pure land, where the Buddha Amitabha is living. But here we talk about, actually, there are 5 pure lands in Buddhism. 5. Don't worry, there are 5 choices. But the problem is you can't make a choice. That's the problem. It depends on how much good karmas you have made. Now in Mahayana, they say, if you keep saying Amitafu, Amitafu, you will have a greater chance of being reborn there, right? In the, what do you call, Sukhavati, isn't it? Pure land, Sukhavati. But here, in the early Buddhist pure lands, you must have attained Anagami to be reborn there. It is not a right to be born there. It is a privilege. That means you have to become an Anagami here to be reborn in one of the pure lands. Not just thinking about Amitabha. That's kind of a very easy thing, but I mean, it's good too for many people, but you have to become an Anagami person. So Uddagika means these offerings are given to these deserving Samana Brahmanas because those good karmas help you to be reborn in higher places, Deva Brahma worlds. And then Uddagika, Dakkina, Dakkina Patittapi. Dakkina, what kind of, now Uddagikam Dakkina. Now the Pali word for dana is Dakkina. Okay? Now when you say I am offering a dana in my house, you have to say I am offering a Dakkina in my house, not dana. That Pali word for dana is not Sangika dana, Dakkina. Nobody knows this word actually. Because Buddha has a Pali Sutta about it. Dakkina Vibhanga Sutta in the Majjhima Nikaya. He says dana is called Dakkina. The Pali word Dakkina means you are offering to the right people. Dana is a word that you are using in the Dakkina. right? Dakina. He talks about 4 dakinas, those dakina.
So
Now,
Bhante, house dana is Dakinana. House dana,
yeah, it's a dakina.
Dakina.
It's dakina. If you come to Sri Lanka, they say Sangagata Dakina. They include the both. Now we are going to do a Sangagata Dakina. Dakina given to the Sangha. You don't want to include Sangha at that point. Dakina means Dakina. You must have included Sangha within that. But the use at that point means Sangagata, what do you call? Mahasangika Dana. Say Mahasangika Dana. Or say Dakina. Dakina is the Pali word for Dana activity. Okay, so now what kind of Dakina? Dakina that will help you to be reborn in the higher places. Now, what is helping you to become with this Dakina? So, Vaggika, Sukha Vipakam, Sagga Sammattani. These are the 3 things that will happen to you, that will affect you in your samsaric life when you do the Dakina. So, Vaggika. So, Vaggika means Dakina, or you see, now understand, Dana implied sense. Dakina always brings you happiness. Are you always happy in your daily life? From morning to evening? Oh, are you complaining a lot? Are you very frustrated? Are you annoyed? Are you depressed all the time? What is going on with you? What is our normal nature? Our mind normally wants to take what is not with us, not what is with us. But we are the ones who have to train our thoughts in the mind to count on the blessings that we are having in our life. Right? So, happiness is a choice. Right? But a lot of people, they choose unhappiness during the day. They choose. And then they say, we don't have happiness.
Yeah.
They chose to be unhappy, then they keep telling other, "Hey, I'm not happy today, I'm not in good mood, so what to do? Huh? Yeah, I'm also in the same boat. Things are happening in the same way." They all have chosen to be unhappy during the day. You have to choose to be happy. Happiness is a choice. Happiness is an effort. Right? So now when you are giving this kind of dakina, it creates lots of happiness. On the other hand, you can think, why am I very unhappy? Why am I frustrated? Maybe I have not done enough good karmas in my life, in my past life, or in my this life. I have to do more good karmas. Sukha Samvanta. Always, nothing has come to us abruptly. If we are happy, if we can be happy, if we are really appreciating our life, that means we must have done some good things in our life. Right? Then Sukha Sam. What do you call Sovakita? Sukha Vipaka. Sukha Vipaka. Sukha Vipaka means Dakina gives you lots of
Happiness.
happy results. Right? Now, let me ask you a question. Now, you may have a lot of things in your life about your favorite, your preferences, isn't it? Aren't you? I want to go there. I want to have this in my life. They could be very different from one to. What do you think? Are most people getting what they want in their life? Or they are saying, no, I think this is anicca, I think I don't get what I want in my life. How do you look at it? Are most people getting what they want?
No.
No. There are reasons. Maybe their own problem, the way they think about them, the way how they have done things to achieve that or not to achieve it. Mostly, there are no enough blessings, good karmas they had done in their life, in past lives. Have you seen people who are very curious and who are very concerned about other people's happiness sometimes? How can I make this person happy? Now, when you are in a relationship, you are always thinking about how can I make him happy? How can I make her happy? How can I make my children happy? That kind of person is getting what they want one day because they are making other people's choices happen. If you don't do that in this life, don't expect in next life things are not happening the way you want. Better leave it to anicca. Everything is anicca. So, right? So you have to do something for the choices. Otherwise, you won't make your choices happen. Choices don't happen naturally or with a miracle. They happen because you have fulfilled somebody's choices in a past life. You have a great opportunity. Try to do it without putting your fingers in danger, right? That's why there's a one stanza in the Majjhima Nikaya, Samyutta Nikaya. Vichaya danang sugatappasa. The Buddha always praises the dana when someone offers the dana by inquiring what the monks need. Interesting. Let me tell you a story, the real story. There were two places for monks to go for morning dana. Two places are always open for morning dana. One place is King Kosala's place, the palace, and the other place is Anathapindika's house. 500 monks go to Anathapindika's house. I think more monks go to the king's palace. He has lots of money. But these monks don't that much like to go to the king's house, palace. Actually, there is a story about it. When they were inquired, why you don't like to go to the king's house? He's offering lots of very sumptuous meals. We don't like to go there because that guy is commanding other people to go and offer. He never offers dana to someone. He is sitting somewhere and saying, hey, go, that monk needs some water, go and offer him. He's always commanding his people. But Anathapindika, he goes to all the monks. He's asking what he wants. Monks are happy about it. Very interesting. They are happy. Maybe they are not getting enough, lot of sumptuous meals, but they are happy for these encounters. So every day they want to go to this Anathapindika's house. Now you don't think that I'm asking that you have to go to each Sangamibba and offer. What I'm trying to say is that this is how it works. When you are fulfilling other people's wholesome choices, wholesome, there are many bad. There may be bad choices too. Wholesome, positive choices, your choices, your favorites will be. Your bucket list will be checked out faster. Don't have to wait. Otherwise, you have a very big bucket list, never happening. You can't never check out any of the bucket list stuff. You look at last 20 years, you haven't checked out, at least 10 of them. Why? You have not made this happen choices. So then, when you are offering these things, you are creating Sangha Sangmat. That means you are creating your future. We never know when we are going to attain Nibbana. That means it's an onerous activity. Maybe this life, maybe in many lives ahead of now. Therefore, we need a lot of good karmas till we get there. If you think doing good karmas is a waste, then if you miss out this life, you never know who you're going to be. If you're going to be an animal, you will never come back to the human world for many, many lives. That's why you must make a lot of good karmas. You have to have them ready all the time. So then you are not out of good karmas till you get there. All right. So these are the reasons of why you are offering things to Samana Brahmanas as the fourth Pattakamma. Now, idamassa chatuttang thana gatang hoti pattagatang ayatana sopaributta. This is the fourth Pattakamma, whereby you are properly executing, employing, using your money wealth in your life. So when you are using as such, that wealth has gone to the proper place. Ayatana sopaributta. It has gone for a worthy cause. Now, people are looking at, even in today's world, when you are donating to certain charities, some charities, they take commissions. XYZ charities, when you offer like $200, probably $100 they are using for admin costs. I'm not going to donate to this organization. Take a lot of money out of my 200 donations for the admin fee. But it's a very famous organization. I'm looking at what could be the organization which will use all my money. Not by taking up a lot for the admin fee. So people are concerned. So that's why Pattakammas are really helpful for us to understand whether our wealth is going to be properly used. Okay, because of the timing, what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave the second paragraph. I don't know, probably we might have to go to 3 weeks. We will see. Maybe 1 week. 1 week or maybe 2 more weeks to finish. Probably 1. We will see. All right. Any questions about this fourth Patakam? Can raise now.
Bhante, Bhante, can Bhante explain Sovagikam? Just I didn't get it.
So what Gika?
What's the meaning?
Yeah, as you can see, so what Gika here. Sovagikam means that this will help you to be reborn in better places where you have lots of happiness. Sovagikam.
Okay, thank you so much, Bhante.
Any other questions?
Bhante, can you
Yes.
explain Dana and Dakina again?
Oh, Dakina is the common word for the whole function of the dan. You are doing dan, but that overall process is called Dakina. Actually, Dakina initially comes from offering things to the departed ones, like, your ancestors thing, right? Chengbengde, what I mean, you say Chengbengde, it's more likely towards the, what you call, sweeping the place, cleaning the place. But here it means what is done, the activity by which things are done to give the good karmas to the departed. So this is the popular word in Pali for the dana activity. Now, in other words, I would say somebody, okay, this is a very good way to understand. Someone might invite monks over to his or her house, but the main purpose of inviting them is to maybe celebrate their anniversary. Okay, celebrate their anniversary, wedding anniversary. So they want to offer that. So is this a dakina? Huh? Is this a dakina? Are there any dead relatives being respected? Remember, it could be not. If they are not giving good karmas to their departed ones, it cannot be a dakina. So any dana activity whereby people give good karmas to their departed ones is called dakina. So that means dana is included, implied. Make sense?
Yes, thank you.
I would like to ask about mada or intoxicant.
Mhm.
Can we say the intoxicant as a comparison?
Intoxication.
Intoxication, yes. Can we say is a comparison in general? To compare with others.
Yeah, most intoxications come from by wrongly comparing. Now we also compare sometimes, right? We're sizing up sometimes. When you probably, let's say you go to a vihara, you are listening to a dhamma talk. Somebody is asking very hair-splitting questions from the monk. You might think, oh, these questions are really high-grade questions. I cannot come up with these questions. You're thinking that probably I have to learn. I have to improve my dhamma knowledge. This is a better way to look at it. But what if that you are comparing, I am better than other people, I am higher than other people? This kind of comparisons, not good, which lead to intoxication. So comparison is not always bad, but there are many, the way how people make the comparison is not going to be good. in their own ways.
You, Bhante.
Bhante, may I ask that just now you did mention that it is all right to ask the Sangha what they need. Is it?
Well, that is a good approach, but you have to do it in a proper way. Because sometimes some Sangha members don't like it. Sometimes
Yes.
some Dayakas don't like it too. So you have to do
Yes.
it in a proper way. Yeah. But if you inquire that is a better way to offer dana, because otherwise you offer things that they don't want. Maybe they have a couple of bed sheets, but you are going to bring another bed sheet. That is not what they want, right?
Sometimes I notice, is it by asking what they want, will it be indirectly creating the wants in themselves that is no good?
Indirectly creating that.
Normally they wouldn't have this craving of wanting anything or whatever as a monk or as a Sangha. So if we ask, do you want this, that, am I creating something for them to have a craving to have something? I'm not sure.
I think don't worry about their mental health. They are Sangha members. They are supposed to practice in their own ways. I mean, well, there are certain conditions. Let me tell you. Now, when we are going to do this, we have to understand the situation. Sometimes this might be a little odd because the normal commonplace is that you don't ask. Now, let's take a dana. Let's take a very simple example. Dana. You are going to cook, right? You are going to cook and bring this food to them. What if they are not eating? Will you be happy too?
No.
I have a health problem. I have diabetes. I have pressure problem. I have heart issues. I have this and that. I am lactose intolerant. I am this intolerant. Then you feel you are not happy. And they are also very unhappy because Dayakas are going to be unhappy. Dayaka, sometimes they are eating just to please Dayakas. And you are making akusala too because they're getting sick after that because they don't like to eat it. When you go for a restaurant, you never eat what you don't like, right? Isn't it? You never eat what you don't like. You reject that. You are paying for it. So if they don't have a choice, you cook whatever the things you want, you think whatever the things you want, and then you go offer, hey, eat it. I'm happy. The more you eat, the more good karmas I'm getting. So I think in terms of the food, it's better to inquire a little bit what they want. It doesn't mean any problem. I mean, don't worry about their way of practice because it is up to them, right? It is up to them how to understand this asking of preference. But let's say you want to offer something in particular more than the food. Let's say maybe a supplement, vitamin, right? So if you know the Sangha member, you can inquire, Bhante, I would like to offer, but what do you need? You like to buy this? Would you like me to buy this for you? They might say, no, I don't need omega. I need vitamin C. Okay, I'm gonna buy it. So that's a good way. Otherwise, you bring omega-3, he might not take it. So I think in order to minimize the waste, in order to minimize unnecessary hassles, it is better to ask. It depends. It depends on Sangha members mostly. It depends on the place. Sometimes some Dayakas are not willing to understand this, but it is your money, it's your donation. So you have to do it in your own way, in the best possible way. I think it's a Pattakamma. If it's a Pattakamma, then you must do it in the proper way. Right? It's a fourth Pattakamma.
Yeah.
Bhante.
Yeah.
Sorry. Is there another way of saying it like Venerable, do you have any dietary restrictions? So then they can tell, oh yeah, I cannot.
Yeah. That's also a good way. Yeah. I mean, people are different also. Dayakas devotees are also different. We cannot impose one rule. let them ask in the best way, not becoming mean to anybody. Yeah, but normally I think most of them ask nowadays. But anyways, now the point is, if you are concerned about somebody's preferences, your preferences will be fulfilled in your life one day, next life. That's good. Is it?
Bhante,
I think
Bhante,
good. Sorry.
Karen.
I think it'll be very good that if the giver and the receiver, the things that we gave is matched the best.
And they are on the same page.
Yeah, yes, that
Yeah,
will be very meaningful dana. So
yeah.
sometime along the way, it when it matched, it was like a joy for both sides. So I think thank you very much. So is whether it's the wisdom of seeing the situations and knowing what they need would helps the lay people to give the suitable requisite that Sangha needs.
Yeah.
I think so.
And I think on the side of misconception, I have heard that when one devotee was asking from one monk somewhere, probably after the first round of food, and there's another devotee was going to ask whether you need some curry or whether you need some broccoli, or another devotee was not happy about it. Hey, you should not ask. You are letting them create some tanna. Don't worry about their mental health. They are more advanced than you. They've been practicing all the day. Why you are concerned about them? You concerned about yourself, right? I think that is how we're gonna look at this thing. Yes, TCD, your question?
Oh, Bhante, I can understand when you talk about dietary requirements because of health issues, whether it's diabetic or what, or even the case where you talk about the supplements that they need. But in terms of food choices, is it proper to ask a monk, you like to eat fish or you like to eat chicken? I mean, it's I don't know. Your comments, Bhante.
I think you should talk to that particular monk in that way. He will answer you. She will answer you the answer. I mean, I'm not worried about what food, because if you go to Burma, if you go to another country, the food that they are eating different. If you go to Japan, it's different. So I think better to ask. I don't know about the type of, probably maybe you can ask.
Bhante, for the Thai monks, after we offer, we are not even allowed to touch the food. If we touch the food, we got to re-offer again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There is no such thing in the canon. That is their Thai
Yeah,
culture.
but we have to respect.
Yeah.
Bhante.
Yeah. If you are offering things to Thai monks, you have to
Yes.
offer in the Thai way.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
That's the thing. If you are offering dana to the Burmese monks, you have to offer
Yes.
in their own way.
Correct.
But there is no such particular rule that was given from the Buddha as such.
But then like the fruits, Bhante, the fruits with the seed, then you got to the what kapiyan or you got to say some words that this fruit, the seeds are not meant to be grown.
Yeah, they are their own ways. But what I'm trying
Is
to
that
tell
in
you
the
is that,
Vinaya? Is that in the Vinaya?
well, there are certain things, but not that rigid as you are saying. I'm not going to say anything bad about any culture. That's not my thing. What I'm trying to say is that if you are offering dana to the Thai monks, do it in their own way. Yeah, because you have chosen them to give dana, right? It's your choice, right? But there are no such rigorous rules as such. Now, like in Sri Lanka, these people who are cooking, probably house ladies, they are not checking how much salt that they are putting onto the dishes. And when they are being asked, why are you doing so? Because out of respect, we put whatever the guess amount of salt, and then we don't test, because this is meant for the month. And finally, they have put a lot of salt into the dish. And then those monks who have been eating those things, getting high blood pressure after some
High
time.
blood pressure.
I say, you have done a lot of akusalas,
Oh,
because of your
yeah.
ignorance of making this food. You check it, because you have to test what you are making. Don't make monks your guinea pigs, you know. They are not your guinea pigs. Yes. All right.
Bhante, one last question.
Yes.
In the Sri Lankan lineage, is it necessary to offer the food to the Buddha first before we offer to the Sangha?
I think normally that is the custom in Sri Lanka as a
Because
respect.
because
Yeah.
I center we are not used to it. We are more to the Thai
Ah,
lineage. So when a
yeah.
Sri Lankan monk asks any food to offer to the Buddha, we take it back. Must offer to food to the Buddha.
I see. Well, normally what we do when we go to another Buddhist center, we don't go to implement what we do in that center. This is my way. When I go to a Japanese Buddhist center, I say, you do your own way. I will become a part of it. But they have their own ways of offering and doing things.
So, Bhante, the
So
food offered to the Buddha, after that, do we consume the food or how? Or we don't?
Sri Lankans don't eat that food. They say you have to throw away.
You to throw away
And they throw away. Mostly.
or give it to the animals to eat.
But nowadays you can't feed animals, you know.
Oh, okay.
Animals can get sick.
It is throw away lah, Bhante.
Yeah. So what I say is that you know, when you offer it, there's no problem to eat as such. Because there are some Sanskrit sutras given by certain monks who say that if you eat the food given by the Buddha, you will become a viper in the next life. You will become a python.
Oh.
So people have been very much feared about these things. Who would like to become a python in next life?
Yeah, definitely.
Eating on the Buddha's food. But what I'm saying is that why you are throwing food, there are many people who are dying every moment in this world. They don't have food to eat in many countries, right? So you are not eating to steal the food. Somebody, I think there are a lot of monks nowadays, they are telling people to eat, even Sri Lankan monks. Good.
Oh.
It's very good actually.
So
But then the other problem that I heard from one monk is that I'm asking, when we are letting lay people to eat, they are competing to eat this food. So better we throw away. I want to eat. Yes. So better, because then 100 people going to eat the small Buddha Puja tray. How come they're going to eat it? So we don't give to any lay devotee, we're going to throw it.
Because everyone rush for the food.
For the food, making a lot of fun. All right, I think we are past the time.
Okay, thank you, Bhante.
All right, so let's share all the good karmas. May all good karmas that we are making today be transferred to all the departed ones. May they be well and happy, and may they attain the supreme bliss of Nibbana. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Idam me nyati nang hotu sukita huntu nyate. Idam me nyati nang hotu sukita huntu nyate. Idam me nyati nang hotu sukita huntu nyate. Also, may all the good karmas be shared by all the devas, nagas, and mahinikas. May they be well and happy. May they protect and bless all of you for your good health, quality of life, prosperity, and safety. May they in particular bless you for your Dhamma journeys, to be a seamless, consistent Dhamma journey. Finally, may Devanaga Mahindika also attain the supreme bliss of Nibbana. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Ittavataj amehi sambatang punya sampadang sabbe deva anumodantu sabbasang patti siddhya. Ittavataj amehi sambatang punya sampadang sabbe bhuta anumodantu sabbasang patti siddhya. Ittavataj amehi sambatang punya sampadang sabbe satta anumodantu sabbasang patti siddhya. Akasattha ca bhummattha devanaga mahindika punyantang anumuditva chirang rakkhanthu lokasasanam. Akasattha ca bhummattha devanaga mahindika punyantang anumuditva chirang rakkhanthu desanam. Akasattha cha bhummattha devanaga mahittika punyantang anumuditva chirang rakhantu mang paranti chirang rakhantu tvang sada. Also, we are always making a wish at the end of any good karma. May we be able to be in the company of Kalyana Mitra's noble friends till we attain the supreme bliss of Imina punya kammena mami bala samagamu satang samagamu moto yavanimbana patyam. Finally, may all the good karmas which we've been making today so far be support you and helpful for all of us to attain the supreme bliss of Nibbana. Sadhu, sadhu.
Sadhu, sadhu.
Abhivadana silissa nichang vadha pachaino chattaru dhamma vadhanti ayuvannu sukhang balang ayurarogya sampatti sagga sampatti mevacha ato nibbana sampatti iminati saminjatu sadhu sadhu.
Sadhu.
Right, that's the end of our Sutta discussion. I'll be seeing you next Friday. Wishing you good night.
Good night,
Thank
Bhante.
you.
Bye, Bhante.
Thank you, Bhante. Good night.
Good night.
Good night, and
Good night,
thank you,
Brother
Thank you,
Bhante.
Sri. See you all
everyone.
Good
next
night,
time.
all of you.
Thank you. Thank you. Sadhu, sadhu,
Sadhu,
sadhu.
sadhu. See you all next time.
Thank you.
Thank you, Bhante. Good night.
Thank you. Good night, Kim.
Yeah,
Good
thank you.
night. Good night.
Good night, sister.
Good night. Bhante. Good night, Bhante.
Good night. Bye-bye.
Bye, Bhante.
Yes, we're still on Facebook, huh?
Mm.
Oh, okay.
Okay, good.
Still on Facebook.
All right. I think still we are on Facebook.
Good night then, everyone.
Good night,
Okay,
everybody.
bye-bye.
Okay, good night.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, Aliana. Thank you. Yes.
Thank you, Bhante.
See. Thank you. Good night.
Good night, Bhante.
Good night.